Do you think the future of driving is still decades away, patiently waiting for flying cars to finally dominate the gray skies, while you are miserably stuck in the dense traffic of a Western highway that hasn't changed its fundamental design in over 50 years? The future of asphalt has already been entirely built. Traditional governments are still endlessly debating how to patch simple potholes and cracking streets. But on the exact opposite side of the world, highways are literally already operating themselves. We are not talking about experimental architectural concepts or wildly expensive digital renders that will never actually see the light of day in harsh urban reality. We are talking about gigantic transportation megastructures, where what we arrogantly consider to be unreachable science fiction is simply the boring, everyday commute of millions of drivers. You are about to discover astonishing roads that completely break all known rules of civil engineering, extreme topography, and traditional logic. Pay very close attention to number 1, because its mind-bending underwater design and optical illusions will make your local route look like a simple medieval dirt path. If this relentless vision of tomorrow's infrastructure fundamentally changes your perspective on what is actually possible today, smash that like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives into the smartest, most advanced systems dominating planet Earth. Our highly detailed content is specifically designed to show you the undeniable reality of a world that is advancing much faster than the mainstream media tells you. Every single week, we break down revolutionary innovations that will make you seriously question why your country is still shamelessly utilizing outdated road technologies from the last century. Become a crucial part of our growing community and join us in uncovering the hidden engineering secrets that the rest of the world completely ignores while waiting frustrated in traffic. Drop a brutally honest comment down below if you have ever actively dreamed of driving on hyper-connected routes that interact directly with your vehicle through artificial intelligence. Now prepare to completely reprogram your mind, because we are officially beginning our dizzying journey into the absolute future of ground transportation. Number 7. The Jingxiong Smart Highway, the relentless digital brain that has aggressively transformed inert asphalt into a gigantic, completely interconnected living organism. In the West, we pathetically applaud when the local government installs a new, simple speed radar. But this massive highway dedicates exclusive, ultra-sensorized lanes for constant massive autonomous driving. Thousands of invisible, highly advanced sensors hidden deep beneath the hard surface continuously read every minimal turn of the steering wheel and calculate perfect trajectories for millions of vehicles simultaneously. The vast, sprawling infrastructure communicates directly and seamlessly with your car's central computer, in real time, actively warning of imperceptible dangers long before the fragile human eye could ever register them. The powerful, highly intelligent LED headlights that perfectly line the modern route automatically adapt to traffic density and sudden severe weather conditions without requiring absolutely any human intervention whatsoever. While your stagnant metropolis reacts painfully slowly to massive accidents hours after they tragically occur, this omniscient algorithmic system actively prevents them by altering the vehicular flow with astonishing mathematical precision. It is the absolute definitive end of uncertainty behind the wheel, entirely eliminating fatal human error through a complex, massive data matrix that protects its passengers like simple, precious digital packets. Number 6. The Jinan Solar Highway, the breathtaking photovoltaic marvel that deliberately decided to stop being a useless, passive road to become an inexhaustible massive power plant. The old, dirty, and highly polluting traditional asphalt was entirely ripped up and replaced by modern, heavily armored, ultra-high-resistance solar panels completely covered by an indestructible transparent polymer. This revolutionary hyper-advanced surface effortlessly supports the crushing weight of enormous, heavy-duty cargo trucks while voraciously absorbing the sun's harsh radiation to brilliantly illuminate entire surrounding towns and cities. You absolutely never need to desperately stop to recharge your advanced electric vehicle, because the smart ground features cutting-edge magnetic induction technology that seamlessly transfers energy directly to your battery while in motion. During the incredibly harsh and unforgiving freezing winters, the highly efficient integrated thermal system utilizes its very own self-generated electricity to instantly melt dangerous snow and thick ice, eliminating any terrifying risk of skidding. Instead of foolishly wasting billions annually on temporary maintenance patches that only generate more crippling public debt, this brilliant route constantly produces clean resources and actively returns vital money to the system. It is a brutal, undeniable lesson in pure sustainable efficiency that completely humiliates obsolete Western roads, decisively proving that the very ground we drive on no longer has to be dumb and passive. Number 5. The Yaxi Expressway, internationally and rightfully known as the massive stairway to heaven, which openly defies all the strict rules of gravity by violently scaling the planet's most inaccessible mountains. Traditional Western construction companies would have simply given up immediately or cowardly bypassed the immense mountain range, losing valuable hours. But here they bravely decided to build majestic concrete spiral ramps floating above the clouds. The incredibly massive viaducts hang aggressively and dangerously over terrifying, bottomless abysses, securely held by titanic concrete pillars that look like they were hammered into the living rock by ancient mythological giants. This unparalleled, staggering colossus of extreme civil engineering features highly advanced seismic dissipation technology fully capable of absorbing devastating, massive earthquakes without the structure suffering a single tiny superficial crack. Rapidly navigating its dizzying, heavily elevated lanes produces the incredibly real physical sensation of literally piloting a low-flying aircraft, seamlessly piercing through thick banks of dense fog hundreds of meters above the natural ground. The unparalleled, reckless audacity of its mind-bending design completely eradicates the ancient topographical barrier that kept entire regions sadly isolated for millennia, physically connecting massive economies with unprecedented architectural brutality. Never before in long human history had a simple civilian transit road so visually and spectacularly humiliated the most imposing, dangerous and aggressive mountainous elevations of the entire natural world. Number 4. The Hangzhou Bay Bridge. The indestructible oceanic steel serpent that aggressively subdues the most furious, raging waters and destructive massive typhoons on the entire planet. Violently crossing a terribly hostile open sea with incredibly strong, completely unpredictable underwater currents seemed like absolute logistical suicide. But this 36-kilometer megastructure magically converts maritime chaos into a tranquil Sunday drive. It possesses an incredibly complex, fully submerged structural monitoring system that constantly evaluates the integrity of every single massive pillar against aggressive saline corrosion and the terrifying impacts of towering, gigantic rogue waves. Powerful, highly sensitive military-grade thermal cameras silently and continuously monitor every single heavy cargo truck cabin to instantly detect hidden fatigue patterns in drivers, emitting preventive directional alerts long before anyone falls asleep. Smack in the middle of the unforgiving, dark, churning ocean, an immense, brilliantly illuminated artificial island serves as an ultra-luxury rest platform, fully equipped with massive shopping malls, towering observation decks and 5-star hotels. Its flawlessly sleek aerodynamic profile was meticulously calculated by powerful supercomputers to effortlessly let lethal, screaming hurricane winds pass right through without opposing any resistance, dissipating nature's brute force without any visible effort. The agonizingly slow West takes entire decades to simply approve standard, mediocre suspension bridges, while this transoceanic giant effortlessly dominates the open sea with a technical superiority that genuinely borders on the absolute and divine. Number 3. The G7 Highway, the infinite, mesmerizing ribbon of dark asphalt that successfully conquered the sterile, deadly immensity of the Gobi Desert, forever annihilating the terrifying isolation of the shifting sands, crossing thousands of endless, agonizing kilometers of hostile dunes without a single drop of water or sign of civilization, requires something vastly more complex than simple poured cement. It requires a fully automated survival ecosystem. Incredibly fast squadrons of robotic drones continuously fly over the immense straight highway, constantly patrolling the structural integrity of the massive synthetic defenses that prevent the aggressive dunes from devouring the lanes during blinding sandstorms. Instead of foolishly building fragile, rigid concrete walls that would inevitably collapse under the crushing weight of accumulated dust, it utilizes masterfully designed aerodynamic barriers to perfectly redirect the desert's furious winds right over the speeding vehicles. Completely unattended, highly advanced service stations exclusively controlled by artificial intelligence offer fully automated refueling and vital emergency medical supplies in the middle of absolute, terrifying nowhere to instantly save stranded, desperate drivers. It was meticulously planned and constructed at a frenetic, deeply inhuman speed, violently breaking any previous global paving records while the relentless workers faced extreme, punishing temperatures that literally melted heavy conventional construction machinery. It is the absolute definitive triumph of unbreakable human willpower over the most aggressive, desolate natural environment imaginable, violently drawing a hyper-modern line of civilization straight through a burning, unforgiving hell of sand. Number 2, the Yaba Highway, an overwhelming, dizzying display of pure optical magic and intense strobe lights, specifically designed to aggressively combat the deadly blindness caused by extreme, unpredictable meteorological phenomena. This incredibly dangerous route bravely crosses mysterious, deep mountainous valleys where the thick, heavy fog is so incredibly dense that visibility literally drops to absolute zero, turning any conventional trip into a terrifying game of multiple collision Russian roulette. To definitively and flawlessly solve this grave, life-threatening problem, the massive infrastructure powerfully projects intense, high-powered green laser lines that physically cut through the thick mist, creating an unreal, glowing luminous tunnel to guide your steering wheel with millimeter precision. Floating, brilliantly bright holograms generated by perfectly hidden emitters installed directly in the heavy security guardrails visually warn you about dangerously tight, hidden curves long before your own vehicle's headlights could ever possibly reveal them. On the long, incredibly monotonous and empty straightaways where dangerous highway hypnosis silently claims innocent lives daily, powerful bands of rhythmic strobe lights violently break the visual lethargy and instantly scare away the brain's deep, creeping exhaustion. This entire, wildly complex road corridor dynamically and seamlessly adjusts its varied color spectrums and light intensity based strictly on thousands of real-time atmospheric sensors, flawlessly adapting to visibility without a single human operator intervening. Your outdated, poorly lit local highway becomes completely useless and highly dangerous with a simple, ordinary rainstorm. But this cyberpunk corridor sees absolutely everything perfectly clear when the rest of the world is tragically plunged into darkness. Number 1. The Taihu Underwater Tunnel. A colossal, completely submerged architectural anomaly that masterfully and deliberately tricks the fragile human mind, entirely erasing any terrifying sensation of oppressive, paralyzing claustrophobia. Instead of building an invasive, incredibly ugly, and deafeningly noisy bridge that would have completely destroyed the beautiful visual ecosystem of the enormous, pristine lake, they audaciously decided to excavate a 10-kilometer underwater trench beneath millions of tons of fresh water. The true mind-bending science fiction of this unbelievable place is not its perfect, leak-proof structural hermeticism, but its incredible, massive ceiling entirely composed of tens of millions of ultra-high-definition LED display panels. These gigantic, uninterrupted monitors continuously and flawlessly project clear blue skies, fluffy white clouds in constant motion, and even soothing, glowing auroras, firmly and completely tricking your brain into believing you are driving outdoors on a perfect, sunny spring day. This ingenious, highly effective psychological trick completely avoids the paralyzing anxiety, dangerous panic attacks, and severe visual fatigue that exhausted drivers normally and frequently experience when transiting through dark, depressing traditional concrete tunnels. Hyper-advanced whisper-quiet ventilation systems constantly renew the route's oxygen by strictly analyzing the exact toxicity levels of vehicular exhaust, creating a heavily purified environment that is exponentially and undeniably cleaner than the polluted outside urban air. It is an indisputable, dazzling marvel of engineering that mercilessly shatters the physical limits of underwater construction, offering a sensory experience so deeply immersive that it makes literally any other route on the entire planet look completely primitive. Undeniable reality that these 7 breathtaking, titanic infrastructures show us is deeply and profoundly painful for those who arrogantly still believe in the eternal, untouchable technological supremacy of the Western world. Our lamentable, frustrating bureaucratic stagnation and the endlessly sterile, useless political debates are directly allowing our ancient, crumbling routes to rapidly turn into dangerous, deadly traps filled with cracked asphalt and cheap, temporary patches that never actually last. Deliberately and blindly ignoring this brutal, definitive evolutionary leap in global civil engineering will absolutely not magically solve our unbearable daily traffic jams. It will only pathetically keep us entirely isolated in the dark, sad prehistory of modern human mobility. The exact perfect moment has finally arrived to violently wake up from this long, incredibly destructive conformist lethargy and urgently demand truly intelligent, highly sustainable and flawlessly efficient transportation systems that are actually worthy of the advanced century we live in. Today, subscribe to this channel right now and aggressively activate the notification bell so that the YouTube algorithm instantly warns you every single time we upload new explosive and highly detailed investigations about the real megastructures of the immediate future. Give a massive, strong like to this eye-opening video if you firmly and undeniably support limitless technological progress, and share it urgently with those stubborn, annoying friends who still foolishly celebrate rusting bridges and boring gray highways. Leave your brutally honest opinion down below in the comments section, telling us exactly which of these mind-blowing, highly futuristic Asian routes you would be totally willing to drive on first. And we will see you very soon in a new, absolutely fascinating installment, loaded with pure hyper-technology.